Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I am filming from Mushroom Manor in Galicia. I have officially made the move from Asturias to Galicia and I have brought the cats here, which means that this is my new address. This is where I'm based. This is where I live. It's quite windy today. It's been sunny all of the past week, like 30 degrees centigrade. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I know most of my viewers are in the States, but don't ask me what that is in Fahrenheit. But it's hot. It was really hot last week, and this week it's sunny, but it's quite windy and a little bit cooler. This is the front door. I did actually film a video last week to show you guys around the land and the outbuildings, but when I look back through the footage, it was so I was filming it while walking and I don't have a gimbal, so the footage was unusable. So I'm just going to have to invest in a gimbal and then I can properly show you guys around. It's super exciting. I'm absolutely exhausted today because I'm on the go constantly with my new carnivore energy, because everything here is just all going on. Like, there's a lot of administration to get sorted to do with moving house, and I've just been out and about meeting people in the local community who have been extremely welcoming, surprisingly so compared to my experience in Asturias. I have my theories as to why that is. Asturias is a bit of an expat corridor, and British expats in Spain have got a terrible reputation, which is well deserved, because they arrive in Spain for a life in the sun, but they don't bother to learn Spanish, and they kind of section themselves off and get very cliquey. You can just see the look on the Spanish people's faces when you walk in the bank or in a cafe, you know, oh God, a British person. Even if you speak Spanish, you have that reception here. Not here in Asturias. Here is a completely different story. Everybody's been absolutely lovely, so helpful. I had some trouble the first week because I had a flat tire, and I have no neighbours here. I'm completely isolated, so that was a bit awkward. And actually, Ant had to come by and change the tire for me. Which reminds me, I should say, Ant and I are not living together. He is no longer living here. We had planned to live together, but, you know, it's hard to live with an ex. There's a lot of built-up crap, so actually he's now left, and so I'm here alone, which I think is actually completely for the best, because in order to get past everything that happened in Asturias, which really went too far, it really did, I think I have to completely break free from all of Asturias, and unfortunately Ant was a big part of what happened in Asturias. So I think starting fresh, the universe has just been giving me all the signs, you know, you have to start fresh completely on your own, with your health, with your residency sorted, you know, with everything now making much more sense. So I'm living here on my own now. It's kind of cool. I'm really enjoying the adventure. But anyway, he's still in Galicia, so he did actually drop by and change my tyre. But, you know, when you have a tyre change, you have like a temporary tyre. So he said, you just don't go anywhere, just take it to a mechanic. So I went to the nearest mechanic, which is there's like a little town just 10 minutes drive away from where I am, which has got all the services you'd need, a lovely little town. I arrived at the mechanic and I was like, I need a new tyre, but I hadn't brought the old tyre with me, with the metal bit in the middle. So he was like, well, I can't change the tyre, there's nothing to put the tyre on. And I said, oh shit, I forgot that. I'll have to drive back home and come back and get it. And basically I outed myself as somebody who doesn't know shit about cars. So he could have ripped me off, you know, an idiot, a foreigner, he could have completely ripped me off. But when I came to pick up the car an hour later, he only charged me €7. I thought I'd misunderstood him. Like, €7? What? And he was like, yeah, it was a puncture. I didn't even need to give you a new tyre. So I said to him, you know, you could have totally taken advantage of me. And he said, eso es prohibido, that's forbidden. Things like that are just so beautiful, you know, when people are kind and honest and they just want to help you, and they see you and they want to help you, they want to make sure that you're okay. Somewhere where you're new and you don't know anybody, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do. And he said, I'm Jose, and if you need anything, I'm here. Yeah, so that was like my first interaction with the local community, was this car mechanic who was completely honest and kind. And that's been true of every single person I've met. The postman, the lady in the bank, the vets. I've got a new gestor, which is like a life administrator, because Spanish bureaucracy is a minefield, is absolutely horrendous, and you need to basically pay someone to help you navigate it. And this lady and I, Angela, we sat and talked for like a good hour, just a meet and greet. I didn't have to pay her for that time, and she helped sort all this crap out that I've been dealing with for a long time in Asturias, for, you know, just to do with my residency and being freelance and the rates that I pay for the social security. She was just like, you're paying way too much. That's ridiculous. Let's reduce that. You know, that was the first thing she said. But we got talking and I explained to her that I had multiple sclerosis, and that I'd changed to the carnivore diet, and I'd suddenly got well again so that I'll be able to work again. It was all relevant to what we were discussing because it was relevant to the social security. But then towards the end of our chat, she said, do you know, I have a sister who has a daughter, her niece basically, who's only 3 months ago been diagnosed with MS. And she said, do you think it's worth me telling her about this carnivore diet? And I said, yeah, of course, tell her right now. I said, if I had heard 3 months into my diagnosis that there was this option, I might not have lost my career. Tell her. And I just have a feeling that me and Angela are going to be quite good friends. It was a really cool, like a really meaningful discussion that we had. We really talked and really got on. So I just feel like I'm not alone here, that the local community is just happy to have me here. The other thing that happened yesterday, I'm absolutely exhausted today because I took the dogs for a walk up this big mountain, which is just up here. There's like 5 minutes up the road. I'll probably do, when I get a gimbal, I'll take you guys on that walk and show you it. It's incredible. You get 360 views all around. I was in a happy, dreamy mood, so I just kept walking, and somehow I got lost on the mountain and I could not find my path back again to where I'd come. It was crazy. It was like, if you've ever seen the movie The Labyrinth, where the main character's walking through the labyrinth and behind her the labyrinth is changing, it seemed like that. Like there were just suddenly gorse bushes where once there was a path. And I got stuck, and I was with the dogs, and it was really hot, and I was quite concerned. And so in the end I decided I'll just go down the other side and hopefully there's a road which connects back round. Well, there wasn't. I got back down, and now it was going to be too difficult to go back up again. Now I was somewhere that I had no idea where, and I didn't have my phone with me because I never take my phone when I walk the dogs. And I realised I am absolutely lost and there is nobody around. Shit, I'm going to be out here all night. So I was wandering through all these abandoned villages, trying to find a human being. And eventually I saw a farmer in a tractor in a field, and I was leaping up and down and waving, help, help, estoy perdida, I'm lost. And he got out of his tractor and he called back to me, but it was windy so I couldn't hear him. And anyway, I ran down into the field, which was like a boggy marsh, and me and the dogs got absolutely filthy. Anyway, I finally got within earshot of him and we were talking, and he said, look, keep walking along that road and there's some houses which are actually inhabited. So he said, if there's nobody home though, come back here and I'll help you. That was really kind of him. So I walked further down and eventually got to this village, some of which houses were abandoned. So I just thought, oh, there's no one here. Then I saw a house with smoke coming out of the chimney. So I went up to that house, and then there was a big aggressive dog which came for my dogs, and I had my stick and I was bashing it away, and it was just like, oh God. And then I saw out of the corner of my eye a silhouette of a guy herding some cows. So I went up to him, and he didn't actually speak Spanish. He was, I don't know if he was from Morocco or where he was from, but he didn't speak Spanish, but he kind of pointed to the main farmer that he was employed by and said, speak to him. So he came, and I said, look, I am completely lost. Do you know how to get back to my home? I said the name of my home. And he was like, ooh, well, you're quite far from there, and it's quite hard to explain where it is, but wait here for 5 minutes, I'll be back. So he went and dropped off his tractor and came back in like a little 4x4 Jeep. And he didn't even know where it was that I lived, but he had a phone, he found it on Google Maps, and he drove me back with the dogs, like over this completely impassable terrain. He said, I have been here before on my horse. I was like, shit. Like there were some parts where I was like, don't go on, we're never going to get, like it was worse than the mountain road to get up to the cabin where I used to live, which is pretty bad. This was the worst road I think I've ever been driven on. It was a crazy misadventure. But he dropped me off at my house, and he's called David, and I was like, look, just pop around anytime for beers. Like, so kind of you, because I'd made him late, you know, for his work, but he helped. He saw this foreign girl wandering around slightly distressed and he helped. You know, everyone's been so kind. And you know, if that had happened to me when I still had MS symptoms, that would have finished me. I probably would have been lying in the middle of the road sobbing until morning. It would have been impossible for me to get out of bed the next day after an event like that. Me and the dogs, we were out for hours, you know, hours, just wandering lost. No clue where we were, how to get back, no phone, no people around. It was stupid of me, absolutely stupid. I won't be so stupid again. But it worked out fine, and I made a new friend. And today I do feel exhausted, but nothing like what I would have felt if I was still struggling with MS. The other thing that's relevant to the diet is that I found that in the local town there's an eco shop which restaurants buy from. It's like a meat wholesale, but it's all eco and organic, and I haven't actually visited it yet, but I've located it. And so that's just an incredible stroke of luck, you know. So I'm going to be well catered for as a carnivore. And I'm also really excited because I found the place in the local town where I can buy chickens. And the next thing I'm going to do is get like 20 or 30 chickens and hopefully a rooster as well. I just need to get them like a little chicken coop set up, and then they can be completely free range, wandering around. So my homesteading lifestyle is now underway. And I've had the amazing news this past week that the cabana has sold. So in order to secure this place, I got a loan for the deposit so that I could secure the sale. And now I'll be able to pay that back, pay this place off, which it's such a bargain. This place is such a bargain buy. You could not buy a garage in London for what I paid for this place, for a habitable farmhouse and like 2 hectares of land and some outbuilding. Unbelievable. It's so cheap in Galicia because it's depopulating, and it's like a forgotten, overlooked corner of Spain. But that makes it a hidden gem. It makes it even better. I love it here. I just know this is where I'm supposed to be. It's just so exciting. It's so exciting. Anyway, this is just a general life update. There's a lot going on, and I didn't want to let another week go by without filming a video. But I've got like the next 10 video topics planned out, and as I get more into life here, I'll start, you know, introducing the topic of homesteading and raising animals. So it's everything's just amazing right now, and I'm very grateful to the universe. And I'm probably just going to go in now and have a cup of tea and lie down and reflect on everything and on how privileged I feel, especially knowing that the weather in England right now is absolutely abysmal. And spring is just beginning here, and it's beautiful and warm, and there's eucalyptus trees everywhere. I don't know why I just said that, but you're not supposed to like eucalyptus trees actually, because they're not indigenous to the area and they drink all the water and change the local ecosystem. But I love them. I'm sorry, I love eucalyptus trees. I love the sound of the wind in the tops of them, and they're kind of exotic. I don't know why I'm going on about eucalyptus trees. I'm just so tired right now. But really happy, and I'm here with my animals, and I've got a workaway coming. Workaway is this like project you can sign up to where you can travel around and stay with people, and in exchange for accommodation and food, you help them with work they need doing. It's actually how I met Ant, for better or worse. No, for better. My time with Ant was wonderful, but it had to come to an end. So I'm not going to focus on the negatives. I'm going to focus on the positives. The point being, I've got work, I've got help coming, I've got company coming next week. So that's just really good timing. I've got all the help I need coming. The universe is delivering. The vibes are good. It's just time to let go of Asturias and just process everything that happened and let it go and start fresh and enjoy this new life in this wonderful community that has already made me feel so welcome, and to have my health to make the most of it. Yeah, so this is, like I said, just a quick life update, and I will post again as soon as I can. Hope you're all doing great. Take care. See you next time. Bye.